This week on Cars and Things Restos, we're buttoning up the HZ. Welcome to Summit X35. Welcome to Summit X36. Welcome back to Cars and Things Restos. Well, it's all happening. I'm just working out my pulley set up here. I have an adjustable cam bearing. It is. It's an adjustable eccentric cam bearing, so it's a bit like the same as I'll show you. It's a bit like this one here on the Stato. This one here, can we see it? Hang on, let me get it. Let me get a light. Okay, so it's a bit like this here. The bolt is off centre with two little holes in it. Except that's a Warspeed one. That whole bracket's friggin' like 250 odd bucks or something, and you can't buy the actual adjustable pulley off them. Not bad, are they? So I've got one of them coming. I found one online. And I reckon I'll put it here where this one is, so I'll make this one adjustable. This one down here will just be an idler, and I'm hoping we've got enough purchase on the alternator. I definitely have around the crank and the power steering. They're the ones, the main ones, are going to slip. Alternator shouldn't slip, so that's what I'm going to do. We're going to see if that works to run the accessories. That's our goal. We've got the oil coolers mounted. I have got the oil pump. I've got oil gauge switches hooked up. That one's for the ECU. That one is for the dash. And I also have an adapter here to go into that hole right there, so I can put a temperature sensor in it, because our temperature sensor that goes in here has got to go to the ECU and run the ECU, and that one will run the gauge. So it's all slowly happening. We're getting there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run the original Holden V8 radiator, which has got the outlet down the bottom here, and I'm going to run, I reckon I'll run try running the LS bottom radiator hoses, and I reckon I have, where's that going? Let me have a look. Oh, there you go. After half an hour I found it. So we have this. This is what I used in Mako. I cut it through here off the other end there. It was a 90-degree bend, and I flared the end like that and used it for the centerpiece. So I might do the same here, and we'll mount that down there, and hopefully the LS hose will just come around straight onto there, straight onto the other one. Anyway, I'll show you when I do it. That's what we'll do. I'm pretty happy with that. So it's all slowly happening, as I said. That's got to go onto there. Brother's not happy with the intake. He said it's too dull, so I've got to pull the intake off and paint it the same colour as the motor. That's no worries. I'll do that before we go to Summernats. I want to pull those injectors out and clean them. I've got all new injector kits for them. Marky, my mate Marky, you might have saw him in the original Mako video. He said you might as well, if you clean your own injectors, you might as well replace the baskets in the top of them as well at the same time. So I have went and got 50 of those, 50 O-rings or 100 O-rings, top and 150 top, 50 bottom, so I can just do all my own injectors now. So I've done that. Well, I will do that on these because they are out of the L98 that's in those injectors. So we'll be I'll give them a big clean up on the flang dangle machine, make them nice and clean. It's all happening. Waiting for a starter to come. I've got to order some dipsticks, a gearbox one and a engine one. That's got to come out of there because we've got our other one to go in it. It's all happening, slowly but surely it's all happening. So I'm happy. Henry's helped me out with some fittings for this here and the pump. I need a real nice tight 90-degree one to go around there. So we'll get that sorted. All happening. Alright, we'll keep buttoning away. Alrighty, slowly getting there. So we've got a top hose. I'm just waiting on a bottom hose now. So my plan is to get an original LS bottom radiator hose, which will loop down around here, and then I'll just put a little bit of pipe in it over to there. That'll work. I showed you my pulley setup. Now I just drilled the hole, so I've got my alternator wire. Just got to get some heat shielding for that. So that's I put in a bulkhead bolt, or whatever you want to call it, a terminal there. So that'll go over to the starter motor, that one there, that one goes to the battery. I do need to put a new connector. I'll cut this off. This is the original Holden one. I'll take that off, put a Deutsch connector on it, because that purple wire is my start wire. That's battery power, so that'll probably come over to there. And then I have green is what's green? Green is temperature, blue is oil, and the brown one is the alternator light, which no, I've got the alternator light running through the harness, so I can hook that back up inside. So now I've got the harness here. Just drilled our hole in under the carpet here, so that's where it's going to go through, and I'm planning on putting, if I can open this up, I'm planning on putting the, where's my screwdriver? Be good if it had a proper latch on it, wouldn't it? That's where I'm planning on putting the computer, the ECU there. I'll double-sided tape it down, and I'll put the ALD diagnosis connector will go on the side here. So there we go. All happened. I've got to get this harness through. So just been banging away with this wiring. So all the wiring is all in. Just got to wire up the alternator wires there. Got to just put a plug on them. I'm just doing the coils now. I'm making up my own coil wires, because they normally would come out here and run down here, but I want them to run out the back because they were a bit short on that harness. So there they are there. So what I've done is I made my own harnesses up. I'll tape all these up and make them look nice and neat, and they run out down the back there, so I should hide them a bit. Getting there, slowly getting there. Got a heap of parts ordered. Hopefully that starter motor will be here soon. If that's here in the next day, so that'll be grouse. Getting there, slowly. Just waiting on my adjustable pulley for that, then I can measure my belt up. Just waiting on another radiator hose. All happening, slowly getting there. Still playing around with the Z. I haven't done no filming today. This is the only filming I've done, and I'll tell you, you're probably pretty happy that I haven't done any filming, because I tell you, I have had a day. There's been F's and C's flying everywhere. Everything is just giving me a hard time today, I tell you, everything. We got our starter motor, I got it in, and geez mate, wasn't that a bitch to wire up, trying to get that wiring on there. Oh, that was a bitch. And then I noticed that we had one of these fittings was hitting, I'll see if I can show you better. The top one was hitting the floor, and I know it's just gonna vibrate on the floor, so I swapped it out with a 90-degree bend. It's a bit hard to see, so it actually comes in and flows back up and into it. On the transcooler pipe, that was a bitch. And then I had to finish off the coil wiring. I'll show you that when I let it down. And then this to top it off. What's the time now? It's 3:30. I've been going since 7:30. Everything's giving me a hard time. I should have walked away at lunchtime. So I've just hooked up the O2 sensors, and I made sure I got the male O2 sensors because the harness is female, as you can see. I'm not sure whether you can see or not, but the harness is female, so I made sure I got the male, and guess what? They're both female sockets. So I've got male terminals on the oxygen sensor, female terminals on the harness, and I've got 2 female sockets. So I won't push together. Jesus Christ, I'm having a prick of a day. Everything's giving me the shits. Alright, so what I'm going to have to do is I'll just cut them off and put some Deutsch connectors on them. I'm over it. I'm not going to stuff around with it anymore. I'll just put some Deutsch connectors on it, wire it up like that, and it'll be done. Oh, give you the shit. There we go. Oxygen sensors are all wired up. Got our Deutsch connectors on it. So I just wired it exactly the same as it was on the existing plugs. Hopefully it's right. I won't really know until I hook it up and see if they work. But yeah, all wired up. Something else that I do, guys, I always put a fairly thick earth cable from the gearbox to the chassis or the subframe. That's the gearbox mount, but it hooks to the subframe. I do that, and I also have a chassis or the subframe to the body earth as well. I always do that because they are rubber mounted, so that gives me good earth, so I don't have to worry about putting earths up the front to the engine or anything like that. I do need to hook up that alternator, and I need to get that away from the extractors somehow. I might put a P-clip on that. See if I can get that tucked up under there somewhere. What I might actually do is get some heat sleeving and put on that, just to protect it from the extractors. Just my luck, it'll freaking melt through being a power wire. Oh brother, will start sooking. Alrighty, that will do for today. I'm over it, guys. I've had enough. Getting there very slowly. Hopefully we'll be trying to start this on Saturday. It's Thursday today. I've got a bit more to do, hoping for more parts. More parts have turned up today. Hoping more parts turn up tomorrow, so we can fire this girl up. At least fire it up anyway. We'll see how we go. Well guys, welcome back. It's the next day. Yesterday was a shocker. Yes, I was against the elements yesterday. I was a little bit off, a little bit cranky, didn't feel much. But you know what, sometimes you just got to get in and get this stuff done. Alrighty, so today I went and picked up our LS hose, which has got to go down here somehow, like that, on there. But geez, I don't know, it doesn't give me much room. It's not really going to be right. Look at that. I may have to add a bit to it. I don't know what I'm going to do there. This outlet is actually the wrong size outlet. It's the largest one out of them all. That's why I can't get a hose on it. So I may have to get I think it's 1 3/4 and we need 1 1/2. So I may have to pull that out and get a new one of those. But just to get it running, I'll adapt something, I reckon. I'll make something happen. Just not sure that hose is still not right. Okay, anyway, we'll sort that out. Now, our little pulley, our adjustable pulley is turned up, and I want to whack on there so we can adjust the belt. Or I want to put it on. Actually, I might put it on. I'll see. I'll work it out. So there you can see it's off an eccentric pulley that the belt will run on. I just got to probably make a spacer up to go on the back. Then I can measure up for a belt. See how we go. Okay, so that's what I'm going to have to do. I had to put a spacer behind that pulley back there, but it's got enough room. It's got about 2 to 3 mil clearance to the edge, which is good. That's going to work. I've just marked the belt there where it's got to be. Now I need to measure it up and see if we can get one that size. So we've got the pulley right down the bottom, so we can adjust it right up to the top. So we've got tension. We can have tension on the belt. We'll see how we go. All right, so I just measured the belt up. Now the way I do it is I've got a cut belt, and I wrap it around the pulleys and then mark it. So that's what I have done here, as you can see. Got it written down there, HZ. So what I do is I get a tape measure and I measure that end to that line, and that gives me a measurement. This one come to 1290. So it's an 8 rib belt. So I just punched in, I went in, oh, hang on, let me put this away, just put it on the bench over here. So I punched in 1290, and it did come up with a belt that size, but it was European or American. I had to get it from overseas. So I punched in 1285, and there's heaps of them. So 5 mil shorter, which would be that would make it heaps better and heaps tighter, because I reckon I had it as tight as I could get it. So 1285 it will be. So I'll get one of them. I'll ring Tyler or Gurks in at Repco and see if they've got one in stock, and that'll get that sorted. I do have to go in and see if I can get a banjo bolt to go onto here, because when I put the fitting and an elbow, it gets right in the way of the plug coming out here, so I want to shorten it up. I'll see if I can get a 90 that'll go straight into there first, and then a banjo bolt. Now, something else I did notice last night when I was bolting these extractors up, the bloody extractors are hitting the head bolts. Look at that. So I may have to pull them all off, mark them, and grind the edge off them. Anyway, we'll see what happens when I get to that. It's annoying, but it is what it is. All right, we'll keep knocking it out. Alrighty. I got a fair bit done this morning. I've got all the harness. I just got to clean it up a bit. So the harness for the what was that stuff in there? Harness for the water pump is all wired in. I've got a patch harness for the fans all wired in. Fans are in, of course. I've made up a dummy radiator hose there just so we can start it. I have ordered a new 1.5 inch outlet to go in there. What else have I done? I've wired up the temperature sensor and the oil pressure gauge for the dash. So that's that one there, and I've got a power wire made there that runs to this Deutsch. I ought to tape that up actually. To that Deutsch connector there, which will power all the car up. That's what we need to power the car up. The rest of the power, all that's battery power, that's starter motor, alternator, and I've got power wires for the ECU down on the starter motor. That's all done. I've wired, plumbed all our fuel line in, return line. I just fired up the fuel pump because I connected up the tank at the back. I'll show you that. And this wasn't tight, it all pissed out of there. Never mind, bled it anyway. But what I did is, I'll show you. So that's all hooked in. I'm not sure if that's working. It should do. Let's get it up and I'll show you underneath. Okay. Returns running. Well, there's our that top ones are in, the bottom one's in. That's a Teflon. That's just a normal AN 100 series running back for the return. So hook that AN 8 into the feed. That's suction. That is rubber, not not Teflon. I don't know why I did that, but if it doesn't work, I'll change it, but it should be fine. So then it runs all the way down, and then I've plumbed the, I don't know if we can see that, can you see that there? I've plumbed the return back into a breather, just there. So I blocked the breather off. Breather actually just goes up. There's the breather block up there. So I've got two on one each side of the tank, so that's no worries. And it's just going on the in there, so it should work. All that side of it is good. Still waiting on our tower shaft. I need to service this auto. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I believe I'm going to have to pull the extractors back out of it, because if you can see up there, pretty hard to see, but the extractors are hitting the head bolts, so that's going to be an absolute pain in the ass. But is what it is. You know what? That's a good job for Mick. Might get Mick to do that tomorrow. Because Saturday tomorrow, Mick will be out there. Out here, Henry will probably be here. Trav will probably be here too. I think Trav's coming. For the people that haven't seen Trav for a while, he's got to come out. We've got to start his diff very shortly on the Brock. We have one there. We've got to shorten it up. So when that happens, we'll show you that. But anyway, this is all trucking along pretty nicely. I've got to go into town now and grab some fittings for this power steering. I'm going to get a drive belt. Hopefully Repcar will have one of them. If they haven't, I'll just have to order it. All going along well. Hopefully we can start this thing tomorrow. We'll see how we go. Mick's here. Go, Mickey.
Hello.
Henry's here. He's mucking around with Mako's bonnet scoop. So what we're doing is, well, let's show you what we've done. So, I pulled the extractors off, I've clearanced those, they've gone back on, no worries. We put the throttle body on it. Got our belt on, and it fits beautiful with heaps of adjustment. So that's good, so no worries there. That is not staying, that's just temporary. I'm getting a alloy one. We've got our banjo fitting for here. And where's the pipe, where's the hose, Mick? There, we just got to go in and crimp it. So we'll go in, we'll crimp all these ends on. There's our power steering. I'm just going to show the people that. So what we're doing is changing the throttle cable to, that's a Holden Commodore V8 one, because it's a little bit longer. And if you have a look there, that's how they go. They're a little bit different to the original HZ one. So what I have done is we've cut a slot in it so the cable can go through, and it pulls back in, and it's just like a Commodore one. Easy as that. So that's what we're just doing at the minute. Mick's just boring out they have a square in the firewall. Mick's just changed it to round to suit that.
There we go. It should go pretty close.
Goes good.
A little bit. Might have to put that other bit on the outside of the other side.
If you want to put the rubber, that rubber there,
yep,
that'd be better. That's how the Commodore ones are. That'd probably be better. If you can bore it out to that size,
we'll do that drill.
That'd be much better. Let's do that. All right. So we're not far off starting it. We just need to go in and crimp that. Before I'll put the throttle cable pedal back in, and hopefully we can fire it up. We'll see how we go.
All right. What are you doing, Cratchy?
Right, okay, I'm a little bit nervous and shaky, but we just hooked power up, and we hooked we got power, we got alternator, all lights working. I plugged the computer in, and I was testing for power, and we had no power at the computer. But it was nothing to do with my wiring, it was to do with the bloke turning the key. He only turned it one click instead of fucking two, and I was shitting myself. Then I said, try start it, and he turned it one more click, and fuel pumps started going, and everything started working. So something's working. But now I just got to hook up the start wire. I've got the inhibitor wire. So I'm going to do that. I'm still nervous. What do I need? You haven't hooked into the inhibitor switch. Action. I'll let it in. Yeah, so there's two wires I haven't hooked up from the EC or the wiring harness. One is the brake light switch wire, which I believe is only for the torque converter. The other one was, where's the fucking wire? The other one is, they probably can't even hear me, you probably need to be closer. So, I haven't hooked up taco wire, I haven't hooked up the mill light wire, park neutral switch signal. That's the only one I haven't hooked up because I'm running it through the ratchet shifter and it says it should be hooked to ground. So if it doesn't start and run, or maybe I just need to hook that to ground, I don't know. I may not need to do anything because it's winding over. Anyway, we'll just fucking see, I suppose. Shall we?
Up it. I want that fucking thing going. Oh, can't come out again.
You want me to do it for you?
Yeah.
Should just clip on.
It's like it's... There's that bit there.
You always make things harder than the army.
Oh, it's slippery around, that's why, because I can't fucking see. I'll tell you. Fucking had me.
I'm nervous as fuck.
You do it first, I'll do it in a minute.
I'm nervous as fuck. We'll get definitely getting no fuel leaks. Alright, let's see what happens, eh? It'll either pop, bang, do nothing. Do nothing.
Do jack.
Right, okay.
Fuel, you reckon?
I had this problem days. I lost signal when I cranked it. I wonder if that's happening. Alright, just wind it over, Mick. We'll see if it's got spark.
You ready?
Yep. Alright, no spark. No spark. Still on, isn't it?
Yep.
That should be the power wire there. Be positive. Or is it that pink one? Oh no, there it is there.
So you got power there, yeah?
Yeah. So that's whether I've got an earth.
Do you reckon it's not earthing back?
Right, are we back?
Okay, so I think the problem was I didn't have the bolts into the ECU. I just had them pushed in because I grabbed hold of it and the fuel pump went off and did silly things. So I just put the bolts in it, we just checked it, had earth, and we did have spark. Let's see what happens. Woo!
Boom!
That didn't sound right. Something don't sound right. Does it?
Nope.
Sounds like the timing's out.
So Mick, this is where we tell the people what actually happened. What did we work out?
He stuffed it up. He wired it wrong.
I wired one thing wrong.
Yeah, the weakest
Well, technically you wired two things wrong.
Yeah.
Sounds better for us that way.
When I've done my coils, I've wired up 1 and 7 around the wrong way. That's what I did. Because I had the coils inverted, because I only had one coil pack here. And I was copying it. And I went, oh, duh. Just realised just then that I fucked it up. Anyhow, here's what it is. That's why she was going pop and bang. I'm hoping. No, Henry. We hope.
Fix it.
And
Try
we'll see.
again.
Yep. Oh yeah. Fingers crossed. I've done something right this time.
Remember to plug Mick's side back in.
Alrighty, we ready? Yes! Okay.
What do you reckon?
Right.
So I've got green to coil 3. What'd you say? That's 5.
5.
So I've got that. The whole thing's wired backwards. Someone in the comments will say, if you got the one wired backwards, the other 2 will be as well. Of course it is, isn't it? I just
There we
should have
go.
just whipped it around like that.
That would have worked.
Alrighty,
Take 3.
let's try that again.
Fuck, that's loud.
That's very loud.
Just got to see if we've got oil pressure. She's not running in flash with those injectors, is it? That'll do.
Jesus.
She's rich.
Yeah, it's fucking look at the black smoke going out the back, eh?
Woo! Might turn the fucking fan on then and blow this shit out of you.
She might need some turning. Do you want to tell the people what you did? Besides waste mine and mixed time?
I'm a dickhead. We've been busting and fucking around here with coils because number 2 will not spark. So we've chased the wiring all the way back to the ECU, everything's good. We've chased the powers, that's good. We've chased the earths, that's good. Swapped coils over twice. Swapped leads over, still won't work. Cannot get any spark out of coil number 2. Swapped ECUs, no different. So then, old smart one here had a look at the wiring because I had Henry looking at the wiring.
Oh, for fuck. So all of a sudden my fault again. You're a dickhead.
So what I did, guys, is this. That wire should be in there. And I messed it up.
Righto.
Is what it is.
Back to your regular programmed. Righto, we are back.
Let's see what happens now.
This one is only sitting on
Well, it's not sparking, is it?
33.
One's definitely not working.
33, that one there, mate. So that's that one there.
Definitely not working. So it's definitely got a dead cylinder, I can hear it. It's fucking rich. You watching me? Yep.
Yeah, but
Oh, we'll just put
firing.
It's cleaning up a bit.
Yeah, it is getting a little bit better. That was attempt number what?
She won't
About,
idle,
about
eh?
16?
Hey?
That was attempt about number 16?
No. It won't idle, she needs to be idled up. Well, there we are. Bit of stuffing around, but there always is. It's running. It's not running beautiful, but it's running. It's definitely rich. Like, it's filling the workshop full of black fucking shit. So it's definitely very, very rich. But I talked to Scotty about that. But it could be the oxygens aren't reading because it's got no exhaust on it. There's heaps needs doing to it. But got oil pressure, really good oil pressure. Happy with that. It's running. Water pump's working. Power steering's working. Sorry, I'm doing the old. I've got the camera on my head again. Don't really need to show you my head. So alternator's working. Well, the alternator light's going out. I didn't check the charge, but that tells me that it's working. The belt's working. Power steering's working. The exhaust, the extractors are working, aren't they, Mick?
Yeah, too much.
Not sure. I can't hear whether that's working, but because it's got such a big cam in it, I may have to open this up a bit to give it a bit of air so it'll idle. I've got to set the fuel pressure. Other than that, pretty good. Pretty happy.
Yeah.
So thanks to these two boys for coming out and giving me a hand. We've got it running. I'll probably try and I've got the cats here, so bang the cats on it on Monday. Do what I can, and we'll show you that before I put this up. Alrighty. Alrighty then. Been out here this morning, dumbing up this exhaust. Had to cut it through here because it had to come back the length of the cats, which was 123mm. So I'll cut that off there, and that is the same, or just goes inside in the cat, so that should be a good 2.5. So we're coming out of that 3-inch into 2.5. I know it's only 2.5. That's what we've got on it. We'll see if it works. We've got a little bit of movement gap there. It shouldn't touch because it's solidly mounted. We'll have to wait and see. So it's only dummied up at this stage. So I've just tacked it all together. So it's original exhaust. Put the cats in it. And as I said, I had to cut 123mm out of it to bring the mufflers back to where they sat, and then we've stuck some 3-inch dumps on it at the back there. So just because it was blowing, look at all the black shit all over the exhaust, all over this beautiful diff that I painted. So it was just because it was coming straight out. So we've chucked these dumps on it now, and that should turn them down and out a little bit and stop the crap from blowing all over the diff and all over the bottom of the tank. Look at how dirty it is. So fat. She was fat as. I don't know why I'm cleaning it. I don't clean. That's brother's job. Alright, so it's all dummied up. I'm going to fire it up, see how it goes, see what it sounds like, see if it knocks and rattles. It shouldn't. They've got clearance everywhere. Still waiting on our tail shaft. See how we go. I got the wire, and it runs from over there, running conduit all across up under the dash, and I have hooked in the mill light into this light here. So now when we turn the key on, the light comes on. That's our mill light. That tells us if there's any codes going off in the computer. So when I fire it up, that light should go out. We'll see if it does that. Alright, let's see what it sounds like. Let's see, hopefully the plugs aren't fired up from the other day. They should be right. Righto, mill light comes on. Oil pressure's coming up. Definitely still flat. Sounds like we've got a couple of failed plugs. Well, pretty happy with that, guys. Alrighty, so it's running fat as you could see. So I rang Scotty, and he said he's got it set up with the LS3 injectors and everything in it, and the fueling may be wrong. He said try the standard ECU, because I got 2 ECUs done, one to suit this, and just one had the vats taken out of it. So we stuck that one in it, and have a listen to it now. It's running sweeter. Not run heaps of fuel. Heaps better. So I'm pretty happy with that. The idle air control needs a bit of work, but so that side of it is pretty good. Well, that will do anyway. Yes, so that will do for this episode. She's running. I just got to clean some stuff up, get a tail shaft, and stuff like that. I have saw oil underneath it at the back of the motor. So anyway, I'll investigate that. I did see a little bit on the oil filter, so hopefully it's just that. Alright, well that'll do it for this episode. Thank you for coming along and watching. If you haven't subscribed, please jump on and subscribe, hit the bell, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next time. Cheers!